Good Sunday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bianca Holman. Developing overnight, 3 people are hurt after a shooting in North Las Vegas. North Las Vegas police say 3 men were shot outside an apartment near Cheyenne and Civic Center. The call came in just after midnight. Police say there are no suspects at this time. The Swat standoff at Prime Apartments near Cambridge and Flamingo is over. Metro police say the standoff started around 5 on Saturday when the SWAT tried to take a man who was wanted in an investigation into custody. The man barricaded himself inside. He was taken into SWAT custody without incident around 11:30 last night. Gusty winds coming to the valley. Sally Hadamio tells us when they're expected to blow in. Sally?
And we have some wind and fire danger for some of your areas today. From yesterday's temperatures reaching a high of 92 degrees, today we're expecting 95 degrees, sunny, gusty conditions pushing through. We're going to talk about these changes. The wind advisory mainly for western Clark, Caliente, Pioche, Beatty, Pahrump, Amargosa Valley. You're going to be seeing those strong gusts up to 50 miles per hour. And right behind it, we also have a lake wind advisory starting today at 11 a.m. It continues all the way to your Sunday 8 p.m. hour for the areas of Lake Mead. We also have fire weather warnings, mainly for Lincoln, Southern Nye, and Inyo counties, due to that elevated fire danger from gusty winds and humidity that is going to kick in less than 10%. This continues all the way into that Monday 8 o'clock hour. Now, in terms of the temperatures, you can expect sunny conditions for today before we start to build to mostly sunny conditions. Temperature-wise, 92 degrees expected by noon, and we're looking to increase it a little bit more to 95 degrees for that 3 o'clock hour, with gusts peaking up to 29 miles per hour. Coming up in my full forecast, we look to tell you more about this widespread gusty winds and the drop in temperatures you can expect. Back to you.
We turn to the latest on the coronavirus cases at home and around the world. Worldwide, there are 4.6 million cases, 1.7 million people have recovered, 312,000 have died. Here stateside, there are 1.4 million cases, 88,000 people have died, 268,000 have recovered. Right here in Nevada, 6,800 people have the virus, 347 have died. The FDA granted emergency authorization for the first COVID-19 testing kit, letting people take the nasal sample at home. It's made possible by this Texas-based company called Everlywell. A healthcare provider can now screen patients, then sign off for them to get a kit. FDA officials say the at-home kits protect people from potential exposure. The Everlywell test is only authorized COVID-19 at-home sample collection kit, and they're available by prescription only. A new unemployment filing system for gig workers, independent contractors, and self-employed Nevadans is now available. Oracle Manna spoke with a local performer who logged on to the system for the very first time.
The new website for gig workers and independent contractors in Nevada to file for unemployment has officially launched. One self-employed performer tells me while she's happy to finally have some help, she's already run into some hurdles.
And I was young. We're lone rangers out there just trying to do our best.
Michelle Johnson is a Las Vegas entertainer and event producer. You can usually find her singing on stages at the Smith Center or the Space, but that's all stopped since the COVID-19 pandemic shut everything down.
I've turned to live streaming and becoming more of a teacher and a mentor for other performers. But that can only bring in so much income.
Now, after weeks of waiting, Johnson is finally able to file for unemployment. Dieter officially launched the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, or PUA, on Saturday. It's meant to provide unemployment benefits to Nevada's self-employed, independent contractors and gig workers. Dieter says this new system is independent from the regular unemployment system and offers a streamlined process for those who are eligible.
The department and our vendor for the PUA module, named Geosol, have been working around the clock to implement what is an extraordinarily complex claim system.
But Johnson says that complexity is causing some confusion. She says it wasn't immediately clear exactly what information she needed to give, especially because she claims it's a one-size-fits-all system.
I'm not wagging a finger and saying, why wasn't it done? My thing is more, if you're going to do it right. I would rather wait and have it make sense. That's just something that I have found to be intimidating and frustrating.
Still, Johnson is optimistic that the system will work and that she'll be back on stage soon.
As an entertainer, we always say the show must go on. It's going to go on. We're going to be back. This is just an intermission.
To file, you'll need a W-2 or 1099 tax form, tax returns, bank receipts, ledgers, invoices, and billing statements. Dieter says workers can expect to start getting paid on May 23rd. Reporting in Las Vegas, Orko Manna, 8 News Now.
Now we've got the new Nevada unemployment numbers from the State Department of Employment. Last week, over 21,000 claims were filed, and that's down 24% from the previous week. And there have been over 462,000 claims so far this year. The majority of those were filed just over the past 9 weeks. And if you're looking for a job, there are several companies hiring right now. We put together a list and the links to apply, and it's on our website, 8newsnow.com. Up next, much of Nevada's workforce is unemployed. Many are having troubles making rent or mortgage payments. What funds are available to keep you in your home?
You're watching the Valley's news leader with Bianca Holman, Sally Jaramillo, and John Treach. This is 8 News Now, Weekend Edition.
With an estimated 22% of Nevada's workforce unemployed, paying the rent or mortgage is a challenge for many. There's a moratorium on evictions, foreclosures, as long as there's a state of emergency, so you can't be thrown out of your home. But the payments, those aren't going away. There's also money available to help keep Nevadans in their homes. The I-Team's Vanessa Murphy has the story.
So you'll have people who, when they go out to get food, they come home to find they've been locked out. And they're told that they can't get back in unless they come up with a rent payment.
That was April 8th, after the North Las Vegas City Council approved an ordinance. Landlords and property managers could face a penalty for violating the state's moratorium.
I am warning landlords that they cannot change the locks or put notices on their tenants' doors.
On March 29th, Governor Steve Sisolak issued a directive prohibiting evictions and foreclosures due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Biggest need right now that we have been told by our 27 funded direct nonprofit providers is rent mortgage.
Kyle Ron is the president and CEO of United Way of Southern Nevada, which set up an emergency fund. After the stay-at-home order and the closure of non-essential businesses, including casinos, Nevada's unemployment rate is estimated at 22%. Ron says $1.8 million has been given to various community organizations to help Nevadans address basic needs like housing. And $2.4 million is on the way through the CARES Stimulus Act.
That may mean I have a home or an apartment or a place, but I need some assistance right now because things are tight.
At least 11 organizations which received funding through the United Way can help with rent or mortgages. A separate organization, the Nevada Affordable Housing Assistance Corporation, or NAHAC, which is funded by the Department of the Treasury, is helping with mortgages only.
Certainly a circumstance no one could have ever predicted.
Verice Campbell is NAHAC's CEO. She says through an unemployment program launched Monday, $5.5 million will go to help struggling homeowners. Originally, the money was set aside for a down payment assistance program, but NAHAC switched gears due to COVID-19 and its economic toll. She says 1,300 spots are available for help with up to $3,000 a month paid directly to the mortgage servicer for up to 3 months.
After the funds are exhausted, we will not be in a position to help additional homeowners. This is an ever-changing landscape.
We have information about these programs at 8newsnow.com, along with the link to the Attorney General's office, and you can make a complaint if you've been wrongfully evicted. Coming up after the break, graduation celebrations carried on with a twist for UNLV. How the Rebels brought their party to a student athlete while social distancing.
Coming up in your most accurate forecast, more on the gusty winds and cooler temperatures that will kick in for the start of the week. Keep it here.
And we'll see you again next week.
Good morning. Sunny, windy, and cooler. Much of what you can expect starting today all the way into your Tuesday. We will show you, though, that today we are tracking that heat and the wind as we do expect strong gusts to push through starting this afternoon. Your almanac will show you that we still stay above normal for today, reaching a high of 95 degrees. Those lows expected of 68 degrees, closer to those normal conditions of 66 degrees. Satellite radar, we have a strong system pushing through. That's what's going to bring us all of those gusty conditions, windy conditions for some of your areas. We will show you with your wind speed forecast. Beatty, Pahrump, Mount Charleston, definitely will see those windy conditions for today. Those southwesterly winds can gust up to 50 miles per hour as they do see a wind advisory there for Pahrump. We will also show you here in the Las Vegas area. Gusty conditions look to kick in this afternoon around 2, 3, 4 o'clock, up to 29 miles per hour. After those mostly sunny conditions that we're expected to get for today, things clear up, but we do have rain chances in store for you as early as Tuesday. We're also tracking cooler conditions. The areas that could see rain, mainly Caliente, Pioche, Beatty, a 20 to 30% chance. As for the temperature goes, 90s will stick around all the way into your Monday before we see those 79 degrees, a huge temperature drop for your Tuesday, keeping us below normal. For the mountains, highs today in the 70s. We have sunny and windy conditions. South breezes staying 20 to 30 miles per hour. Red Rock, 86 degrees for you today. And the lakes, 93 for your high. South wind staying 10 to 20 miles per hour before it increases up to 20 to 30 miles per hour. Boaters, beware of those choppy waters. Tonight's lows in the 70s. Mostly clear conditions with gusts up to 26 miles per hour. And here is what you can expect for the next 7 days. Breezy conditions all the way into your Monday. Temperatures dropping to cooler conditions with 79 degrees before we increase back again into those 90s. Those lows will be in the 60s, and that is your most accurate Weather Now forecast.
Eight News Now.
65 UNLV student athletes finished what they started. They got that degree. Saturday would have been graduation day, the picture day, the hear your sister's tears and wipe away mama's tears day. But every ceremony in the country was canceled, except in Las Vegas, home to a Rebel remix. It was louder than a marching band, longer than a graduation line, and with more fervor than a family fiesta. It was a once-in-a-lifetime celebration for Charles Williams.
You know, I really appreciate everybody coming out here and showing some love and throwing out a lot of noise. You know, got my neighbors going crazy right now.
As an end-zone seeking missile, Charles has been in charge of making an entrance, but not even he could prepare for this caravan, starring the masked Marcus Arroyo.
It's a life-changing moment for them, and any way that we can boost their morale in this time and any type of opportunity we can get together and make them understand that we're so proud of their accomplishments, we're going to do.
Finding the pomp and circumstance in a pandemic is rough, but bringing the party to 20 homes over 140 miles is rewarding.
Absolutely. Our student athletes truly are students. We've had 5 straight semesters of a 3.0, and Charles epitomizes the great of our student athletes.
More resonant than any run is the promise he made to his late grandma.
On her side of the family, nobody's really graduated from a 4-year college, and I just, got accepted at UNLV and got my offer. I really felt good that I could, set a trend for my cousins and my sister and, all my other family members and just, make them proud.
A local sports anchor once gave him the nickname the Chuck Wagon. It's because he carries the ball and often carries the Rebels. Now he'll need to make room to carry around a diploma. Congratulations to all the graduates and, of course, to the Chuck Wagon. Now, she won Miss America and informed America about football. Phyllis George did it all and in many ways did it first. The former groundbreaking co-host of CBS's NFL Today died at the age of 70. George passed away due to complications from a blood disorder but left an undeniable legacy. 4 years after winning the country's most prominent beauty pageant, she showed she has brains and went to CBS and began her career. And in 1975 began a 10-year run as co-host alongside Brent Musburger, Irv Cross, and Jimmy the Greek. She was the first woman to be in a prominent network sports broadcasting role. She opened doors for women and did it in the face of often cruel and unfair criticism. George was married to the former governor of Kentucky and has 2 grown children. Similarly, sports, hollers, and trucks arrived at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina in preparation for the first NASCAR race since the shutdown. The race is called the Real Heroes 400 to honor healthcare workers. Rigorous healthcare checkpoints are in place and the green flag drops later today. As for our NASCAR preview, here's a live look at the drivers on the first lap of competition. Let's do it. If we can just get NASCAR to have their drivers go through Todd and Karen's pool, then we've got some real complications and drama here. I like that kind of intensity. Have a great morning.
Welcome back. 12 years ago last week, witnesses say an unknown craft plunged out of the sky near Needles, California and landed with a thud near the Colorado River. Within minutes, military helicopters arrived to haul it away. In the days that followed, residents reported seeing what they call men in black type vehicles and personnel. Mystery Wire's George Knapp tracked down the shadowy agents and discovered their true mission.
The object that blazed out of the sky in May 2008 in the area where California, Nevada, and Arizona converge was a true UFO, according to eyewitnesses, an advanced aerospace platform of some kind. Military helicopters arrived within minutes and carried it away in the general direction of Nellis Air Force Base. Over the next days and weeks, residents say, weird vehicles with military-type personnel were spotted in and around Needles and in convoys on the highway.
One of the four-wheel drive trucks with the shell on the back that had like the bumps, radar domes, things like that.
They've been seen in the area over the past several months, and sometimes in, many of them, not just one or two.
After a dozen or more unsuccessful attempts to run into the mystery convoys, there they were.
I'm a federal agent.
After a brief roadside confrontation and weeks of negotiations, the secret mission of these highly classified professionals was made clear. Is this a shadowy outfit? Absolutely, but in the best sense of that word. The elite, highly lethal men in black, a peek behind the curtain, exclusively on MysteryWire.com. I'm George Knapp.